Hello all and welcome to another CEX challenge video. Now it's been a while since I've done one of these, but the reasons are obvious. But now that we can, it's time to get out there and do a challenge, and a new challenge, a new idea that I have come up with. Now I'm very fortunate where I live to have a CEX in a neighbouring town either side of me, so I thought I'd utilise the fact that I can go to two stores quite easy. And what I'm going to be doing is what I'm calling the two-store £10 PlayStation 2 challenge. So with one budget of £10, I've got to go to both stores and buy some PlayStation 2 games from both and see what I get. Now, as straightforward as it sounds, I've got that sort of conundrum of how much budget do I not spend in the first one and then obviously carry on to the second one. So that'll certainly be an interesting sort of thing to sort of have to worry about almost in this challenge. So as you'll see, I am actually on a train. I'm on my way to my first town now, so when I do get there I will try and shoot some footage inside and outside of the store if I can. I don't know how much it will be, and then I'll show you what games and how much of the budget I have spent from the first store before I make my way over to the second store. So I'm not actually that far away now, so the next footage you'll see will be a little bit of CEX footage from town number one, inside and outside of the store. Right, so I'm done in the first town. I'm actually in the second town already on my way to the next store, but I thought I'd better stop roadside and show you what I've got already, how much of the budget I have spent, and of course how much of the budget I now have left. So in the first store, I didn't actually intend on spending around about half my budget, but that's basically what's happened. So far I spent £5.50, which means I have got £4.50 left, and I have got 3 games. Now I didn't say at the beginning that I wouldn't be buying any generic sports titles, but that's pretty much a given in my CEX challenge videos. I don't buy any generic sports titles. So the first game that I picked up is a sports title, but it's definitely not a generic sports one, and that's Lake Masters EX. Now, I first picked this up and I wasn't going to buy it. It's just a fishing game. I thought, it's just a fishing game, I'm not going to buy that. But then when I turned it around and looked to the back, that screenshot there and that screenshot there to me looked very Sega Bass Fishing-esque, and I very much like that game. Probably the only fishing game that I've sort of found and I do like. So when I saw that this was a little bit Sega Bass Fishing like in some of its screenshots, I thought, do you know what, for 50p I have to pick that up and see what this is like, if it is indeed like Sega Bass Fishing, or just see what a fishing game's like on the PS2. Never played a fishing game on the PS2, so that is something new for me to try there. But yeah, and only 50p. So the next one I picked up was, do you know, I picked this up and put it down about 2 or 3 times, and then my intrigue got the better of me. Monster House for £2.50. There's the back. Please do have a read of that. Please pause and have a read of it. It just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to think of it. And I say, I got the intrigue enough to interest me into buying it. So yeah. We'll have to see. I was going to say, I don't know why entirely, but yeah, definitely interested and intrigued me. Well, there you go, that's why. So yeah, so I pick up Monster House for only £2.50. Now the last one totally intrigued and interested me because it's a Die Hard game, and the original Die Hard trilogy films are absolutely amazing, especially the first one's an all-time classic, isn't it? And John McClane is sort of a classic character in films as well, isn't he? So yeah, I love Die Hard, and I saw that for £2.50, and I thought, you know what, I have to have that. I have to have that. So these three games obviously make up my first three, and £5.50 my budget, leaving me with £4.50. As I say, I'm on my way to the next store now. Just a side note, these do all have manuals, and I haven't showed you inside, but they do all have manuals. I always look for manuals when I'm buying games that are going to go into my collection. So yeah, they've all got manuals as well. And I must admit, 3 interesting games, I think, for £5.50, all with an interest of me having to play them at some point, basically. So with that, that's what we got from the first store. Let's go on to the second store, try and shoot some more footage inside and outside as well, and see what we get there with our remaining £4.50 budget. How many games will we get? So yep, let's get a wiggle on and get to that store. Okay, so visit to store 2 is complete, as is the challenge, and I'm indeed at the train station. There's a train waiting to go home. So to be honest with you, I couldn't have actually planned this any better. I didn't strategize at all, but I've ended up getting 3 games from the second store and 3 games from the first store, spending roughly about half my budget at each one. Totally didn't mean it like that. That's just exactly how it happened. So let's indeed show you what I've got at the second store for only £4.50. And this first game is Motor Mayhem. And it's only £1. It's only £1, and it looks like a Twisted Metal clone, and it's vehicular combat, and what's not fun about vehicular combat? So for £1 to try what is looking like a Twisted Metal clone, even if it's only fun for a couple of hours, for £1 you can't really go wrong. But it just looks like fun, certainly if only for a night. Okay, so next up we have got a Hot Wheels game, Hot Wheels Velocity Maximum Justice, and this one was only £1.50. Now this one actually looks a little bit like an Extreme G clone of anything with Hot Wheels cars. So yeah, I like Extreme G, and I like racing games and fast cars. Why not? Even if it is Hot Wheels. So yeah, that looks like it could be a little bit of fun. Again, if it's only fun for a couple of hours for one night, for £1.50 you can't really go too wrong. And then the final game is Twin Caliber. I saw this and I just thought, I have no idea what that is, so I'd have a look at it. Did that with a lot of games, but this one really kind of just stuck out to me because of this artwork on the front. Because what isn't fun about playing a game where you're going around wielding dual pistols? And it was the back that sold it to me. Not so much the screenshots, but all of this writing here. 2 weapons at once, 2 characters on the screen at the same time. Build up a devastating arsenal. Easy for me to say. And then finally, 26 blood-soaked action-packed levels. That is what kind of finally sold it to me. That line there. So I thought for £4.50, to be honest with you, I'm more happy about the result at the second store than I am the first one, but I'm happy with the result overall. And I know you can, let's bring the other ones back. Now I know you can spend a lot of money on one PlayStation 2 game because there are some rare and expensive games for the system, but I've got 6 games here at less than £2 a game if you average it out, and that just goes to prove that you can really spend not a lot of money on the PlayStation 2 and get a handful of games and possibly get a few nights fun out of them, even if they aren't that good. Certainly they don't have any sort of longevity about them, so not a lot of money spent for 6 games there. I just noticed the blood spatter on the spine there, like that, nice touch, because obviously a lot of these spines are just, as you can see from the other 5, completely white. Yep, nice touch that. But yeah, not a lot of money can be spent. But do you know what? It was nice to get out there again, do a challenge, visit 2 stores in one day in what is lovely weather. You can see the sun shine in this. And yeah, just a lot of fun was had. So if you've enjoyed this video, just a thumbs up would be awesome. I'd just like to thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Please do feel free to comment below and all that jazz. And then finally, as always, please do take care.